TBC, what's the deal? Saw a very interesting article here on Boxing Scene. I will leave this article in the description box. You read it, come to your own surmise. All right, the heading is Wilder. He says, Povetkin, not the best or toughest I've faced. I'll KO him, okay? So I'm going to read what he had to say, and then I'm going to give my opinion about what the WBC champion had to say. All right, so he says, I don't think he's the best I've faced, but we'll see soon. See if he is, Wilder told Sky Sports. It's easier said than done, but I don't think he'll be the toughest opponent I face. Against Berman Stavern, they said he was going to be the toughest test, but I passed that with flying colors. Come the night of the fight, we shall see what sort of Povetkin comes to the ring and what Deontay Wilder brings to that ring. We will see who the last man standing is, and it will be Deontay Wilder, I guarantee, okay? That's his perspective. That's his opinion. He has a right to his opinion. Of course, he thinks he's going to win. Of course, he's getting his mind ready for this fight. All right, so now I'm going to give my opinion as a fan, all right? On paper, Alexander Povetkin is by far the best fighter that Deontay Wilder has fought. All right, now, for some of you pro-Deontay Wilder fans, I know, he garbage, he a bum. Cool, let's leave that shit at the door. Now, let's just talk as just fans and break the styles and fights down and resumes. Povetkin's by far the best fighter he's fought, all right? It seemed like every other video I have to go over this guy's resume and who he's fought. He's fought a who's list. I'm not even going to go over who he's fought. If you don't believe he's fought anybody, fine. I can't convince you. I can't convince you. If you don't think a 30-0 80 Chambers is anybody, fine. I can't convince you. So on and so forth. I'm done talking about all the guys he's fought. Go look at his resume. It's who's who. Povetkin is the most battle-tested guy who I think that Deontay Wilder has fought. Nobody on Deontay Wilder's resume is as battle-tested as Alexander Povetkin. Nobody on Deontay's resume has the extensive amateur background, Olympic gold medal, former world champion. Nobody. You know, so I think this is just Deontay psyching himself up and getting ready for the fight. Kind of like the swagger, like, man, I'm going to show you that this motherfucker ain't shit. Like that type of swagger. You know, deep down, he knows that this is his toughest fight as of today. Yet, because he has to travel to Russia. You got to take all these things in consideration, man. Povetkin has this, in my opinion, current heavyweights right now, my opinion, Povetkin has the second best resume to Vladimir Klitschko. Period. It's not even fucking close. So I think this is just Deontay Wilder just psyching himself out, and rightfully so, man. You know, it's like when Floyd Mayweather is getting ready for fights and he, you know, saying it's going to be easy work and things like that. He just psyching himself up, getting ready for the fight, man. Just, you know, just getting his juices flowing, just being very confident, you know. So I expect that from him. You know, Mike Tyson calls himself the baddest man on the planet and no man can beat me, and how dare these guys test me with their primitive skills and that type of shit. I'll eat his children, you know, all that type of shit, man. He's just psyching himself up. But to me as a fan, we know Povetkin on paper, you look at it on paper, he's the toughest challenger that Deontay Wilder has fought. When he fought Berman Stavern, he can say flying colors. I didn't really look at it like he passed it with flying colors. I thought he won the fight. You know, hands down, I thought he won the fight clearly, but, you know, he didn't go in there and knock him out and, you know, a round or two or make easy work of him. But I thought he clearly won that fight. I had it, what I have at 119, 108, clear win, dominated the fight. Fought off his back foot really well in that fight. He surprised me in that fight. He proved me wrong in that fight. I'm not going to sit here in front. Deontay Wilder proved me wrong in that fight, you know, but then he's looked less than stellar in some other fights, you know. Arthur Spilka, I thought Spilka was winning that fight going into that 9th round. I know the scorecards had Wilder up two rounds, but me watching the fight, I had a 4-3-1 Spilka going into the 9th. Just my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm sure you have yours, but so I don't think this is going to be as easy as, I don't think that Povetkin is going to be easy work. And on paper, at least now, after May 21st, a lot of questions will be answered. And then we can better answer the question if he was his easiest opponent. But on paper, he's by far his toughest opponent, man. He's by far his toughest opponent. You know, maybe, you you know, the size of Johan Duhaupas and Molina, maybe that will be tougher to deal with for Wilder than the size and the skill and the ability of Berman Stavern or Alexander Povetkin, you know, the shorter heavyweight that likes to ambush you with hooks and uppercuts and like to fight on the inside and bang, you know, bang it out with you. Maybe those things will be tougher for him, or maybe those things won't be as tough for him as this when he faced a guy like Molina and Duhaupas, taller guys, rangier guys. Maybe a taller, rangier guy will be his toughest guy. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we'll know after May 21st. But going into the fight on paper, Povetkin's by far his toughest fight, man. And if you don't think that by looking at his resume, you don't have to like his style, but he is battle tested. You know, this isn't a, well, I don't like your style. Like, I mean, come on, man. You know, I mean, there's a lot of guys whose style I don't like, but they're very effective with their style and they win fights. You know, and I can go over a grip of fighters, man, who have styles who I'm just like, I don't really like it personally. But my personal feeling about his style has nothing to do with anything. He is battle tested. Povetkin is the most battle tested guy on Deontay Wilder's resume as of yet. And he's won those fights. He only had one loss, and that was to Vladimir. Again, if you don't know who Alexander Povetkin is as far as his resume, I think when I say names, people just think I'm looking at BoxRec and I'm just saying names. Look, you go to his resume, you watch his fights yourself. Okay? And to me, I'm done saying names. Every time I bring up a name that he's fought, people say, you know, they'll give me 4 or 5 reasons why that guy isn't good. You know, I bring up Chagayev's name. Guy gave me damn near 10 reasons why that win didn't mean anything, or why the win over Carlos Takam didn't mean anything. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm telling you why he's battle tested, and you're, you know, shooting the shit down. So I guess I'm just have a different opinion than some of the fans, and that's cool, man. That's, you know, I like that. I like that everybody doesn't agree with me, but to me, he's by far his toughest opponent, at least on paper. But again, we'll see after May 21st. Just my opinion on what Deontay Wilder had to say. But to me, he's just getting himself in battle mode. Some of you may say, well, man, why isn't he giving, you know, Povetkin more respect by saying that, hey, he is the toughest guy I'm going to fight, so on and so forth. Fighters do things differently, man. Sometimes you'll get a guy that'll go in there and say, hey, this is my toughest fight as of yet. Sometimes you get a guy go in there and say, hey, man, this motherfucker going to be easy work. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Just my opinion on this. YTBC. I'm out.